Show respect to Tan Ajahn by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. We'll begin with the chanting. We invite Tan Ajahn to lead us in the chanting, please.
Okay, so today we continue on the Mahasatipatthana chanting. Okay, so this is part of the body contemplation, Kayanupassana. Now is I think on the fourth one, Patikula Manasikara. ปุนัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุอิวะเมวะกายังอุทธังปาทัตตาลาอโทเกสมัตถกาตัจจปริยันตังปุรันนานัปปการัสสะอสุจิโนปัจจเวคติอัตถิอิมัสมิงกาเยเกสาโลมานะขาทันตาตะโจมังสังนะหาโรอัตถิมินชังวักกังหัตถยังยักกนังกิโลมะกังปิหกังปัปภาสังอันตังอันตะคุนังอุทาริยังกริสังปิดตังเสมหังปุพโพโลหิตังเสโทเมโทอัสสุวสาเคโลสิงคานิกาลสิกามุตตันติเสยยถาปิภิกขเวอุปโตมุขามุโตริปุรานานาวิหิตัสสะทัญญัสสะเสยยทิทังสาลีนังวิหีนังมุขคานังมาสานังติลานังตันตุลานังตะเมนังจักขุมาปุริโสมุนจิตวาปัจเจเวคขยาอิเมสาลีอิเมวิหิอิเมมุขคาอิเมมาสาอิเมติลาอิเมตันทุลาติเอวเมวะโคภิกขเวภิกขุอิวเมวะกายังอุทธังปาทัตตาลาอโทเกสมัตถกาตัจจปริยันตังปุรันนานัปปการัสสะอสุจิโนปัจจเวคติอัตถิมัสมิงกาเยเกสาโลมานะขาทันตาตะโจมังสังนะหาโรอัตถิมินชังวักกังหัตถยังยักกนังกิโลมะกังปิหกังปัปภาสังอันตังอันตะคุนังอุทาริยังกริสังปิดตังเสมหังปุพโพโลหิตังเสโทเมโทอัสสุวสาเคโลสิงคานิกาลสิกามุตตันติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากาเยกายานุปัสสิวิหรติพหิทธาวากาเยกายานุปัสสิวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากาเยกายานุปัสสิวิหรติสมุทัยธัมมานุปัสสิวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธัมมานุปัสสิวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธัมมานุปัสสิวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายาอนิสิโตจะวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสิวิหรติ Okay, so we do the translation. Okay, unattentiveness of the body. Again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu reviews this same body up from the soles of the feet and down from the top of the hair, bounded by skin, as full of many kinds of impurity dust. In this body there are head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, stomachs, feces, bile, flames, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle, snot, oil of the joints, and urine. Just as though bhikkhus, there were a bag with an opening at both ends, full of many sorts of grain, such as hill rice, red rice, beans, peas, millet, and white rice. And a man with good eyes were to open it and reveal it thus: this is hill rice, this is red rice, these are beans, these are peas, this is millet, this is white rice. So too, bhikkhus, a bhikkhus reveals this same body up from the soles of the feet and down from the top of the hair, bounded by skin, as full of many kinds of impurity thus. In this body there are head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, stomachs, feces, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle, snot, oil of the joints, and urine. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Okay, next one, the 4 elements. ธาตุมนสิการปพัง ปุนัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุอิวะเมวะกายังยถาทิตังยถาปนิหิตังธาตุโสปัจเจเวคติอัตถิอิมัสมิงกายเยปัทวีธาตุอาโปธาตุเตโชธาตุวายโยธาตุติสยถาปิภิกขเวทักโขโคคาตะโกวาโคคาตะกันเตวาสีวาคาวิงวัทิตวาจาตุมมหาปเทวิรโสปฏิวิภัชิตวานิสินโนอัสสะเอวเมวะโคภิกขเวภิกขุอิวะเมวะกายังยถาทิตังยถาปนิหิตังธาตุโสปัจเจเวคติอัตถิอิมัสมิงกายเยปัทวีธาตุอาโปธาตุเตโชธาตุวายโยธาตุติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเตวญาณมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายะอนิสิโตจวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติ Elements. Again, bhikkhus. A bhikkhu reveals this same body, however it is placed, however disposed, as consisting of elements. Thus, in this body there are the earth element, the water element, the fire element, and the air element. Just as though bhikkhus, a skilled butcher or his apprentice, had killed a cow and was seated at the crossroads, with it cut up into pieces, so too bhikkhus, a bhikkhu reveals this same body, however it is placed, however disposed, as consisting of elements. Thus, in this body there are the earth elements, the water elements, the fire elements, and the air elements. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Okay, next one, the 9 channel grounds contemplation. We do the Pali first. นวสิวัติกาปพังปุณจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุสยถาปิปัสสยสรีรังสีวัติกายฉัตถิตังเอกาหมตังวาทวีหมตังวาตีหมตังวาอุทธุมาตกังวินิลกังวิปุพกัจฉาตังโสอิวเมวกายังอุปสังหรติอายัมปิโคกายโยเอวังธัมโมเอวังภาวิเอวังอนัตติโตติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายาอนิสิโตจวิหรตินาจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปุนัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุสยถาปิปัสสยสรีรังสีวัติกายฉัตถิตังกาเกหิวาคัจฉมานังกิเชหิวาคัจฉมานังกุลเลหิวาคัจฉมานังสุวาเนหิวาคัจฉมานังสิงคาเลหิวาคัจฉมานังวิวิเทหิวาปานกชาเตหิคัจฉมานังโสอิวเมวกายังอุปสังหรติอายัมปิโคกายโยเอวังธัมโมเอวังภาวีเอวังอนัตติโตติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวญาณมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายาอนิสิโตจวิหรตินาจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปุนัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุสยถาปิปัสสยสรีรังสีวัติกายฉัตถิตังอัตถิสังคาริกังสมังสโลหิตังนหารุสัมพันธังอัตถิสังคาริกังนิมมังสโลหิตมัคขิตังนหารุสัมพันธังอัตถิสังคาริกังอัปปคตมังสโลหิตังนหารุสัมพันธังอัตถิกานิอัปปคตานหารุสัมพันธานิทิสาวิธิสาวิคิตตานิอัญเยนะหัตถัตถิกังอัญเยนะปาทันทิกังอัญเยนะชังขัตถิกังอัญเยนะอุรุตถิกังอัญเยนะกติตถิกังอัญเยนะปิตถิกันทกัตถิกังอัญเยนะภาสุกัตถิกังอัญเยนะอุรัตถิกังอัญเยนะภาอุภาหุตถิกังอัญเยนะอังสัตถิกังอัญเยนะคีวัตถิกังอัญเยนะ หนุทิกังอัญเยนะทันทัตทิกังอัญเยนะสีสกตาหังโสอิวะเมวะกายังอุปสังหรติอายัมปิโคกายโยเอวังธัมโมเอวังภาวิเอวังอนัตติโตติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายาอนิสิโตจวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปุนัจจปรังภิกขเวภิกขุสยยถาปิปัสสยสรีรังสีวัติกายฉัตถิตังอัตถิกานิเสตานิสังขวันนุปปนิพานิอัตถิกานิปัญจจิตานิเตโรวัสสิกานิอัตถิกานิปูตินิจุนนกชาตานิโสอิวะเมวะกายังอุปสังหรติอายัมปิโคกายโยเอวังธัมโมเอวังภาวิเอวังอนัตติโตติอิติอัจฉัตตังวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติอัจฉัตตปหิทธาวากายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติสมุทัยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติสมุทัยวยธรรมานุปัสสีวากายสมิงวิหรติอัตถิกายโยติวาปนัสสติปัจจุปัฏฐิตาโหติยาวเทวยานมัตตายปฏิสติมัตตายาอนิสิโตจวิหรตินัจจกินจิโลเกอุปาทิยติเอวัมปิโคภิกขเวภิกขุกายเยกายานุปัสสีวิหรติ Okay, the translation. Nine channel ground contemplations. Again, bhikkhus, as though he were to see a corpse thrown aside in a channel ground, 1, 2, or 3 days dead, rotted, livid, and oozing matter. A bhikkhu compares this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Again, bhikkhus, as though he were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, being devoured by crows, being devoured by vultures, being devoured by hawks, being devoured by dogs, being devoured by jackals, or being devoured by various kinds of worms. A bhikkhu compares this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus dwells contemplating the body in the body. Again, bhikkhus, as though he were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, a skeleton rich flesh and blood, held together with sinews, a fleshless skeleton smeared with blood, held together with sinews, a skeleton without flesh and blood, held together with sinews, disconnected bones not held together with sinews, scattered in all directions. Here a hand bone, there a feet bone, here a shin bone, there a thigh bone, here a hip bone, there a backbone, here a rib bone, there a chest bone, here an arm bone, there a shoulder bone, here a neck bone, there a jaw bone, here a tooth bone, there the skull. A bhikkhu compare this same body with its dust. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishing, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Again, bhikkhus, as though he were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, bones, bleached white, the color of shells, bones heaped up more than a year old, bones rotted and crumbled to dust. A bhikkhu compare this same body with its dust. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. In this way, he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, or else he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of arisings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of vanishings, or he dwells contemplating in the body its nature of both arising and vanishings, or else mindfulness that there is a body is simply established in him to the extent necessary for bare knowledge and repeated mindfulness, and he dwells independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Sadhu. Okay, so we finish here. Continue next week.
Thank you, Ajahn, for leading us in chanting the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, part of it. We will now formally request for 3 refuge, 5 and 8 precepts together. We begin by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Mayam bante saranena saha Ata pancha silani yachama Dutiyampi mayam bante saranena saha Ata pancha silani yachama Tatiyampi mayam bante saranena saha Ata pancha silani yachama.
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
พุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
พุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
สังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ทุติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ติสรณะคัมมนังนิทิตัง
ธัมมาบันเต
ปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อานาทิปาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
อาทินนาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อดินนาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
กาเมสุมิชาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปทังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาดาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
สุราเมรยมัชฌปมาทฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
Now for the eighth preceptor อภรัมมจริยาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อับรามัจจาริยาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
วิการโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
วิคาลโภจนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
นัจจคีตวาทิตวิสุกทัสนามาราคันทะวิเลปนะธารณมันดนะวิภูสนัฏฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
นาจากิตาวาริตาวิสุขาทัสนามาลากันดาวิเลปนาดารณามันดนาวิภูสนาธานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
อุจจาสยนามหาสยนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
พุชาสยนะมหาสยนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสัมมาดิยามิ
อิมานิปัญจอัฏฐสิกขาปทานิสมาธิยามิ
อิมานิอาทาสิกขาปดานิสัมมาดิยามิอิมานิอาทาสิกขาปดานิสัมมาดิยามิอิมานิอาทาสิกขาปดานิสัมมาดิยามิ
สีเลนะสุขติงยันติสีเลนะโภคสัมปทาสีเลนะนิพุติงยันติตัสมาสีลังวิโสทะเย
สาธุสาธุสาธุ That's about 3 times again. Bow. Second bow. Third bow. We'll now formally request for the Dhamma Talk.
Rama Jaloka Hikpati Sahang Pati Kaktan Jalian Thiwagrang Ayajata Santi Thaksata Pakrabja Kakjatika Hese Tutang Mang Anukang Tikmang Paksyang.
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมะสามิ Okay, so we just passed another important day called Makha Busha, the full moon on the third month, but for some reason this year we move it to the fourth month because we have extra months insert in the year. So that day basically is the day of Mahasangha, the monks coming together, and I think the principal teaching on that day is basically about the appamada, not heedlessness. Basically, it just means mindfulness, but not only just simple mindfulness, because mindfulness has different level. So the mindfulness that just for the thing that you have to have in order to go to work each day, waking up mindful to put your clothes on, to eat the breakfast, and to start the car. That's kind of general or common, very basic mindfulness for you to do the work. But there's another mindfulness for you to remind you to do kusala, to do wholesome. For example, mindfulness for giving a dana, mindfulness to keep the sila, mindfulness to practice, to basically to meditate and to cultivate the wholesome quality. That's another level of mindfulness. But the mindfulness that will count as appamada or not heedlessness is the mindfulness that have to be in the level of the Mahasatipatthana, the mindfulness that have the full foundation. Because this is the one we will reach to the deathless. Because only when you strive to the highest goal, where you are basically considered appamada, not neglect or ignorance, or but try to move to that goal, to that closer to that goal, whenever possible. So that's why the mindfulness, full foundation of mindfulness is almost like the key. It's called the ekayano, the one way, or the only way, or the way that leading to one direction or one destination, or you can say the way that you can walk alone. Nobody else can walk for you, and also it's the way of the Buddha, or the first person who discovered the truth. So that the meaning of the full foundation of mindfulness, which is the mindfulness we can call as the highest, the one where we cultivate, where is the foundation for the Makha and Phala, for the liberation. So that's why I think to recite this sutta together is very good. It's like a checklist for you to remember to be mindfulness. Actually, the word mindfulness, sati, is mean remembering. So I think the first step to at least remember the teachings by chanting it regularly. So it will go in your almost like you memorize all the instruction of how to walk. Like you memorize the map, so when you walk, you know, okay, where is the direction, you know. So most of the time, actually, the reason I bring this chanting up, because most people, when they ask a question, it's very clearly that they not understand the map very well. You know, they start to walk right away. Okay, they know the meditation is good, but then they just start walking. But when they ask, okay, what direction, what do you want to achieve, they have no clue. So no wonder where they're going. You know, you need to have certain map first before you start walking. At least you have to have right direction. Otherwise, you might end up walking further away from your goal. You know, so first to study the map, and then you can start walking. You might not have to know the map in detail, but at least you know outline of it. You know, you know the big picture. You know the direction. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. This is kind of way around it. It's not really there, but maybe you need that to. It's like a technique. It's the same like the map. See, if you want to walk toward that mountain, you can't just walk straight, right? Because they're gonna be like maybe the river, maybe the forest there. So yeah, you have an eye on that. Okay, that's mountain where I want to go, but you have to ground yourself on your reality, whatever that's the thing, that space that's around you. Okay, but you know you walk in the direction. That is the goal. But okay, if you face the river, you have to find the bridge. You have to go, and maybe you have to go a little bit sideways until you find the bridge you can cross over. So the same thing, you know, at least we know the big picture of this sutta, of this mindfulness, and we know what are we doing, what kind of foundation of mindfulness are we doing right now before we move forward and then do kind of further practice. And most of the the answer that I come up with, I can find it in this sutta. So that's why I think maybe you should study that first, and then try to use the wording of the Buddha, try to understand it, and then maybe if it's not work, or maybe we can talk about it, because there are also commentary and sub-commentaries try to explain the same detail. So at least we have some kind of common ground and the same map that we can basically speak the same language. Because otherwise there will be problem, because it's quite hard try to pin down the mental quality and how to explain it to other people, you know. But I think the Buddha have a very good job of basically mapping everything and defining every wording. So when we talk, we have the same kind of understanding what we are talking about. So okay, maybe I just go into the sutta that we just chant. Okay, today we start from this. Actually, the whole today we're chanting what we call the asubha, the unattractiveness of the body, but we starting from the patigula, the repulsiveness. Basically, this is what we call this body. It's just composed of this 32 part, and actually maybe if you start up with 32, it's maybe too many, but maybe you can start up with 5. This is the what we call the basic asubha kamadana. Have the head, have the body, the nail, skin, and the teeth. Okay, so this is all that we get the first line. Yeah, head hairs, body hairs, nail, teeth, and skin. Okay, so we can just stop there first. So this is just basically when you look at yourself in a mirror, or anybody, the one that you find on the street, all you see is just these 5 things: have the head, have the body, nail, teeth, and skin. But because of, we not see like that. We see more deeper into that, and like, okay, what is beauty? Actually, the beauty is just this component of these 5 things, right? They're putting together on certain way you call it beauty, certain ways you call it ugly. So in the end, it's just very superficial. They say the beauty is skin deep, but the ugliness go deep down to the bones. So if you take the surface, you remove the skin, and then all you leave is just, it's not that attractive anymore. You can go to see, like in the market, when they strip off the skin, it just look the same with all the muscle and bone and thing. So this is not okay. This is not the external thing. See, the whole idea is you have to contemplate your own body. Because if you look at other people's body, then okay, you see this person have these 5 components, have the head, have the body, nail, teeth, skin, then this person is repulsive. Okay, I don't like that person. You can see through that, maybe. But then you move to another person. Okay, I don't like this person, but no, this person is beautiful now. Whatever the model, whatever, even the one you look in the phone also have this same component. So the key is, this here is mean you are, right? It's mean the one who chanted. In this body is mean your body, not mean outside, right? So you look at your own body and you see, okay, that is had the same nature. It just composed of hair, the head, have the body, nail, teeth, skin. So, and this sometimes that will be enough. Like many times in the Buddha times, the preceptor giving the novice just these 5 contemplation, and then they got enlightened right there. When they give this instruction. So it's very important to look at it closely. Maybe go in detail. Now in the books they describe, you have to study each one carefully, one by one, getting it familiar with it. Okay, what is it? You take it out, where it is, what is position of it, why is it unattractiveness, what's the color of it, what is smell of it, all the thing that is make you think about that. And then first you do one by one, and then you do the whole things, and then you do it back and forth as well until you're very familiar with it. So you do it in the set of 5. So the first time you do these 5 things, maybe take each one for a few days, and then do it together for a few days. So it may take a week or so for the whole first set. And then you move on to the second set, another set of 5, fresh sinews, bones, bone marrow. You go, and then there will be 5, right? So kidneys, that's another one, 5, okay. And then another set of 5, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, and lungs. Okay, and the last one, intestine, mesentery, stomach, feces. But actually, you have to add the brain as well. So in this list is only 31, but in general, they will add the brain there after feces. So it's make it 20. So the first set of 20, you can call its majority of it is the earth element, because it's solid. It's an organ where you can, when you cut the body up, you can take it out and then you can show it. So this is called the earth element, mainly earth element. Of course, they have other elements too, but earth element is the main structure of this 20. And then you move on the set of you can call the mainly water elements. So this one you go in the set of 4. Okay, so first time you do bile, flame, pus, and blood. You do each one individually, Okay, I mean, this day I think you can go in the internet and search and do a little bit of searching and find out what it is. You know, you can I'm sure you can find a picture and you can read some maybe Wikipedia or whatever. Try to do your research, you know, about this thing. What is it? You know, what is it? It's very good to look at your own body, you know. And then we go to the next set: sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle. Oh, it's 4, right? Sweat, fat, tear, grease. Okay, and next one. And then the last one is spittle, snot, oil of the joint, and urine. So you have 3 sets. Each one has 4. So it's 12. And so this is called the water elements. It's, you know, of course it has some other elements as well, but the water is the main structure of this. So you have another set of these, and the same you do it back and forth until you're familiar with it. And okay, maybe you can take a look at your own, you know, before is it all unattractiveness? You know, when you eat, you have to go to the toilet. You look at your urine, your feces, and all those things. It's not really attractive. You know, this is true, but it's just the aspect that we usually not see it, you know. Our own body is full of this thing. We can't be called any attractive. The attractive is just the thing that you create in your mind, you know, the beauty of the things. But when you look at it, it's not that beautiful. It's just composed of this element. Yeah, I think I have a book here. I think I've been reading. I think it's nice one. It's about the body. By Bill Bison. It's very nice. It have illustrated and it has all the very. It's very nice to read, and I think to do some research as well, to read a little bit about your own body. I find it's very fun, and it's a lot of scientific facts there that you can use for your contemplation, like, you know, what's going on in your body, your heart, your different system of body. And of course, if you can go to autopsy, that would be best, but I don't know how it's work in your country. Here we can go and ask the doctor to see the body, but I think you can also find that in the internet as well, you know, all these things. You have to look it in the right way, though, you know, the way that we try to not attach it, because it's just opposite of what we do this day. This day we try to beautify things, you know, whatever. We have even an app to touch up to make you more beautiful than you are. So yeah, it's make the mind attached to that and attached to beauty. And sometimes it's like we performing in a way, you know, everything have to be touched up in beautifully, but in reality, what behind it is not really that beautiful, you know. So that's why we take the 8 precept, right? I mean, maybe once a week, not to try to fool yourself, you know, not put anything in your face, just see it directly. What does it look like, without any cosmetics, something like that. I mean, this is your body. Why you have to be touched up? You don't have to. I mean, unless it's your profession to be beautiful, you know, if you just work something that you don't need to be beautiful on that, maybe you can take the 8 precept and live with your own. If you can't live with your own body, then it's very difficult. Yeah. So in a way, it's already unattractive, you know, or attractive in your mind, in your head, you know. But we need that, you know. Unattractiveness, it doesn't mean that we're not taking care of it. I mean, we have to take a good care of it because we borrow it from the nature. We have a lot of things to learn from this body, and the fact is we learn from it, though, that we don't have to take the body again, so that we have some purpose. Okay, this is the place where we can learn the noble 8 path, and we can learn the 4 noble truths. So the body is the what the noble truth is, the first noble truth, right? It's a dukkha. It's the thing that you're supposed to know. Dukkha is it's very difficult to translate. Dukkha is everything that arising and passing away is dukkha. So the body is arising and passing away too. And even the time that it is arising, it doesn't stay the same. If you mindfulness, you can see that the body is just movement all the time. It doesn't have anything that stays quiet peacefully. It's always moving, vibrating, throbbing. Even the air you have to breathe in and out all the time. Right? And the posture, you can't sit still. You have to move here and there, otherwise your body gets stiff. So you can learn about your own body, by being with your own body without anything to add on to that, and then maybe do a little of dissect, your different organ and how it's work, in the way that you can let go of it, or when the times come. When say when you get illness or when you're about to die, you can say, oh yeah, that's great. It's a time for you to put down that, not to attach to this body. But because if you not contemplate on that, you will be attached to it. You thought it's your body, but when you contemplate up to the point, then it's no point of calling your own body, because you don't have much control over this body. I mean, it have their own agenda. You can feed them. You can basically give them the balance by the diet. Take them out to exercise all these body parts. But in the end, it will have their own way of causes and condition, and you have to let go of it anyway, because it not belong to you. So it's better to familiar with it every day, not because if you're gonna wait until you get old and sick, maybe you have some lump somewhere and you have a cancer. I think that maybe it's too late, because at that point you probably really attached. You want to get rid of it. If you can't, then you somehow it's gonna be very painful. It's not in a position where you want to let go. And again, if you let go of it when it got a problem, it means that you attack to the healthy aspect of it. So you got to come back to it anyway. So the best way is, even though you are healthy, you look the best, even that is still not worth of clinging to, so then you can let go of it, because you let go of even the best body that you can have. It's not even have anything that essence in it. It's just arising and passing away. So in the Buddha times, normally like his disciple, maybe the princess or the prince, they are at the peak of their beauty, but they're letting go of that, because they see this is not have anything that can sustain, that can bring their long-lasting happiness. And of course, they probably have some jhana or something, so they have something to attach to. So you have to have some certain more subtle happiness in order to let go of the gross happiness. So that's why people meditate, so we can have some kind of source of available happiness, that we can let go of this happiness from superficiality, from pressure. So that you have to deeper kind of happiness from samadhi. But then again, the samadhi also can be shaken as well. When you get old, when you sick, you can't maintain that state of mind either. So your jhana will be, you're not able to get the jhana. So you have to search the happiness from understanding. Wisdom is the most reliable one, and the happiness of letting go of these things. Okay, so that the 32 part, the earth and the water elements, these two is called particular, is repulsive. Actually, it needs the 5 elements to keep it from rotten, because if you mix the earth and water together without fire, like say if you're dead, you have no longer generate heat, circulation inside the body, then it gets rotten. Right? So that's why it's called repulsive. The fire and the wind is there, but it's not repulsive. The fire is there's a fire of the metabolism, the fire of old age, the fire of when you get sick, burning, try to boost up the immunity, and then the fire of what they call when the fire of keeping body alive, the metabolism. And then you have the wind of the going up to the top, going down, going around the body, going to different part of the organs, and the air in the belly and the air breathing in and breathing out. So when you contemplate on that, it's called the 42 part. There are another 4 or 5 elements, another 6 of wind elements combined. So what you call the body is just composed of these 42 elements, 32 of which is repulsive, and 10 is not so repulsive. The fire and wind is 10, right? And the water and earth is 32. So you look at the body this way, so because this section, and then you see nothing that in there is essence, is have any essence in it. Okay, and then you can also look at in terms of the elements. Elements here is no agent, no person in there. It's like the Buddha give a simile of you bring the cow in and then it's butcher cut up the cow and it's no longer the cow there. It's just the meat, piece of meat. The same way, what you call the body is just these 4 elements. It not have any agent, not have any person in that. So you contemplate that as well. It's the second one we call the elements. And then the last one is the 9 contemplation of the symmetry. This is another very interesting one because normally we not look at the body. When we die, we just go and take a new reborn. So we got a new body. So we forget about this. So in this meditation, we go back and look at the body. See, because we can't see our own body, so we have to look at other body. But the whole idea is not to look at other body like that other body. You can see you have to be reflecting back on yourself that this body too also like that. Because you can't see your own body. When you die, you go to the next realms, you reborn. So you have to look at other people's body, but you have to imagine yourself dying in that state. Otherwise, it will not work because actually, if you not contemplate on that, you might scare of ghosts. Oh, this is like ghost hunting me. But if you look at yourself, you carry your ghost all the time. This is the ghost. Okay, what the difference between the ghost and you? Ghost, there's no consciousness there. There's no opportunity to do anything good. But you have consciousness. You have a choice, and you can create. You can do something good. That you're different from that corpse. You're different from that body. So you all have to contemplate your own body. Okay, like there's a chant there that Evang Thammo, Evang Pavi, Evang Anatito, or this body too will be subject to that. Will not will be like that. Will not beyond that state. So it's just it's to look at yourself in the same way as already dead, and then it's also help with the Mahasati as well. I think this is a part of the Mahasati coming to the picture as well. When you contemplate your body that one day it will be die, and then what do I do to to make this life most worthwhile, coming from that perspective, like, okay, what is really meaning if I'm gonna die anyway? What is really you can leave behind, or can be something you can take away with you to next life? Okay, because if we just preoccupy with all this routine, we forget that one day we're gonna leave everything behind. We can't take everything with us, right? Even our body, we can't take with us. Not to mention our belongings, our beloved one. So the best things to invest is something that you can carry with you to next life, which is your wholesome karma. Or if you can do away with it altogether, then you become arhat. You don't have to reborn. But most people don't. So you're still going on, and then you have to, at least you have some kind of wisdom or understanding about this body. Okay. So this 9 contemplation is very step by step. One day dying, second day, third day, what it look like when the body brought up, and then get the oozing of this pus, the keenness of the body, lifeless, laying there, the body being basically devoured by different kind of animals. This is the body that is naturally decomposed if you leave it in nature without any intervene. So what happens is the animal will come in. Of course, usually the birds come first because they see the body, maybe the vulture, whatever, the crow, and then there's a big animal, the dogs, jackals, and in Burmese text they also have the tigers and all those things. But in Thai, I think we cut up so many forests, so there's not many tiger left. So, but then we have the last one is small insects, the ants and all these whatever germs and things that taking our body as their food. So you contemplate that, and then the body starts to separate. Initially it's a bone, sinews tied together. The blood is still there, and the flesh is still there. And then when the animal eat all the flesh, then all the blood, and then even the sinews also been eaten. And then once the sinews, nothing to hold the bone together, is scattered in different direction. So that the sense of the body is pretty thin now, because okay, now what is the body? And then each bone is getting polished by this weather, the wind, the rain. It become white because it's clean, and then slowly after 1 year, a heap of bones, and then it's become like a dust, and it go back to the wind. So you can see that the body contemplation start from the breathing meditation, the first breath you take in when you come out from the womb of your mother, up to the end when you take the last breath, and you take a breath in first, and then you die. And so there's ending this life, but the observations go on. The body that you left behind is getting rotten, and then now even the bone also become scattered away in the wind. So it's almost like coming from nothing, going back to nothing. So you see the whole process of the body. So that's the contemplation of the body, the full scope from the beginning to the end. I think this is important to study the body sequentially like that, because normally we just see it, only part of it, and we attach to it because we not see the whole process. But when you see the whole process, then the attachment to it will be less. They will not have much of the stronghold to your mind. Say if you can speed up, say like the film or something, if you see somebody, not only that particular moment, but you can see the whole past until the future, you see the whole the body start from just egg and then one cell and then come up to the body and then eventually die and then go into the bones and vanish. Then there'll be not much attachment to that, isn't it? I mean, you see that. You can maybe speed the time frame, not just maybe just make 100 years into maybe a few milliseconds. You can see, like that, and you take a birth here and there. You born like that, and then you die, and then you born again, and you die again. Whatever body that you have is under this same kind of structure, same Dhamma, arising and passing away, taking born and vanishing. So this is like the big picture when you step back and then take the body more objectively in different time frames. Yeah, I think that is the idea of this mindfulness of the body in the body. So we not see the body in terms of the body in the world, like, okay, this body is beautiful, how it compete with the neighbor, how it compete with your friends. That is the body in the world. But we see the body in the body. The body has many different components, and the minor components of the body in the big kind of body. You can see, okay, my body is composed of the hair of the head, have the body, nails, skin, teeth. This is the small part of the body in the big body, which is what you call the body. So in that way, you contemplate, you dissect the sense of self. See, the sense of self have to be one, right? You can't be many cells. The self have to be one. It have to be unique. Have to be one. So you take the whole together and take it as me. But when you take it apart, then which one is you, right? I mean, is it the hair is you, or this teeth of you, or this skin? It is. You have to start to dissect it. We call kaya anupassana. Anupassana means minus seeing. Every time you see the body that is not you, it's just a part of nature. It's arising and passing away due to causes and condition. Of course, you can be part of that causes and condition, but because you can't have completely control of it, it's a lot of things under the external factor where you don't have any control of it. So in the end, you have to let go of it, right? Because you can't make it the way you like it to be. You can't make it permanent. You can't make it last long. You can only you can only facilitate it to live comfortably, to learn about it, and then to letting go. That's the best you can do for this body. So that called the appamada, where you take this mindfulness of the body seriously in this way. Not just okay, yeah, this is my body, and then you just go do something else. Okay, when you have time to sit down and look at it closely, look at it at different aspects. What is it really that is belong to me, or you can call me and mine here? Because everything, when you look at it, it's nothing there that you can pin down that is not changing, that is belong to you. Because if it's you, then it has to be one thing and it has to be persist through time, right? It can't be changing, because otherwise, how can it be you? But because everything you contemplate is arising and passing away, then the body can't be you. I think most people probably seeing that, you have a sense of, I'm not the body belongs to me. Okay, so then we're talking about the next, maybe we have to contemplate more on the feelings, consciousness, and Dhamma, which is another 3 groups. Because normally we look at us as not the body. We have the body, but the body belongs to us. That's why when the body passes away, something which is us will go on and it will take a new body. What they call the reincarnation, which is a wrong concept, because reincarnation is meaning that there's something permanent going and then take another skin or another body. The correct way is called rebirth. Rebirth is correct way because everything is new. You're not taking anything from this life to the next life, but the karma that you create will create a result, and then the rebirth is called the becoming of the continuity. There's some continuity of these 5 khanda, and it's becoming into existence. So that what we trap into. So but for people who only think there as a body, then this is the contemplation for them. Some people, they don't believe in any soul or anything that beside the body. They believe that this is just the body, the particle, the material is only one thing. So they have to contemplate, okay, if it's all the material and thing, what is it you? It's no you there, it's just a material, just earth element, fire elements, water elements, wind elements coming and going. But most of us probably have to contemplate more on the feelings and mind and the Dhamma, which is another tree of this mindfulness, foundation of mindfulness. Okay, so that for the contemplation of the mindfulness of the body. Maybe I have a chance to answer some question. Okay, question 1. Dear Ajahn, I try to be aware of my breathing in and breathing out for about 6 months. However, I feel it is difficult to be aware of it. I cannot relax. Even during chanting, I feel my neck and my head are really tight. After I do the meditation, I feel unwell, such as mental tiredness, headache, and my eye become very tired. I do not have any mindfulness or happiness. I think I am doing the opposite way. What should I do during the meditation? Thank you very much. Okay, so, well, that means you do it the wrong way. Maybe you can stop meditate. Whatever meditation that you have in your mind is too much. You try to control it. So when you try to control it, this is what happened when you try to control. So the meditation is not not that you try to concentrate. Sometimes the word is misdirecting. It's called concentration. So you try to force yourself into one thing. But the mind doesn't work like that. See, when you force it to do something, you will rebel. You will not follow your demand. Like, for example, if I say, okay, meditate from the next few minutes, close your eye, don't think about polar bear. Okay, next 5 minutes, don't think about polar bear. Just sit there and don't think about polar bear. Okay, say if you do for another 5 minutes, how many of you can sit there without thinking about polar bear? I guess probably none, because the fact that you think about it, then it will pop up, and even more you want to push it away. Oh no, don't want to think about polar bear. Then all you do is going to be polar bear all over your head. So that's the nature of the mind. See, so the more you try to control it, the more you're going to be disappointed, because it's not going to follow you. The polar bear is just going to pop up, even though you tell yourself, no, my instruction is not focused on the polar bear. So that maybe if you have that concept, maybe first try to relax. Okay, what we try to do is basically, maybe you step out first. Okay, forget about meditate in this way. Try to control your mind. It doesn't work. Like I say, it doesn't work for you to force yourself not thinking about the polar bear. It's gonna pop up. So what you do is you letting go of everything else except the meditation object, maybe the breathing. Okay, so what you do is you just letting go. It's like you're not going and then try to hit or chasing away. You just letting everything coming and going, because everything is already coming and going. See, you just you just not pay attention to it. It's like you select your foreground. Okay, your foreground is your breathing. It's become your foreground. Everything else it recedes backward. It becomes the background, and you're letting go of everything else except breathing. So the meditation is process of letting go, not holding on to. See, when you don't see important of everything, you see all I want is just breathing. Just so precious that I have a chance to breathe in and out. How beautiful it is, how precious it is. It's a present moment. I mean, the fact that you can breathe, it means you still have opportunity to do things. You know, it's just the presence that life gives you. Just, and then if you don't have any breathing, everything else, it doesn't mean anything. So the most precious thing every moment by moment is you have a breathing, you have air that going through your nose, keeping you alive. So you can think like that. This is all you want to do, is just to enjoy that and enjoy your breathing, not to force yourself to your breathing, because the breathing in itself is very enjoyable. This is if you able to be in touch with that sensation of breathing in and out, it's actually enjoyable. You can sit with there and then forget about everything else and be submerged into breathing in and out continuously. And if you can do that for some time, you can get a sense, and then you don't have to force yourself. Actually, you enjoy yourself. It's like you're doing a lot of work already every day. You reward yourself of sitting there doing nothing, just leaving everything else, letting go of everything else except the breathing. Like you have a time where you can sit down with your good friends after a long day of work. Now I can sit and I can relax with my friend. I can be with him or her for a long time. Can be form the bond relationship with your own breathing, which is very nice that you have a chance to do that. And maybe, not in the beginning, you might not want to do it so long because it's going to become your, you just try to be with it just a few moments and see whether you're nice or not. And then it's like you extend to it. Like you want to be with your friend, you want to set up the time. Okay, I will be with you with that. If you with your friend and you enjoy it, it can be lasting hours and without even thinking, time pass very quickly. So the unit of meditation is not half an hour, 1 hour, or 2 hours. It's just one breath. How can I be with one breath in and out 100%? Right? How can I be with my friends there 100%? Not distraction. Having a time with him, understand him, understand who is he or she, and be with that particular person, giving the whole heart with that person, letting go everything else. He's the best person right now in the world. So have that attitude and then see whether it's worth. Enjoy yourself. It's a rewarding time. You can have a chance to sit down and relax and be with your own breathing. Okay, and next one. Question 2. I have many plans in my life. Sometimes I would wait for a while for one opportunity, but when I get the opportunity, I would give up immediately because I don't think it is important anymore. However, a few weeks later, I would fight for the opportunity again and then give up them again, and the process repeats itself. I cannot accomplish any goals because I always give up when I have the chances. It makes me feel very confused for a few years. I don't know what to do. Can Ajahn please give me some advice? Thank you. Well, I don't know what the plan is. I mean, in terms of the things, the thing in life, what is worthwhile? What is this body want anyway? It's boiled down to just 4 requisites, what you need to sustain your life. You need the food, you need shelter, you need cloth, and you need medicines. And how much would it? I mean, I think these days you can get by with that not that hard, isn't it? I mean, I would put more on the thing I want is to cultivate the quality, the cultivation of your own mind. I don't know what worldly goal that people set up. How much do you need to live comfortable? Okay, you have maybe having some saving plan for you, so you will get old, you have enough to, maybe if you're sick you can go to the hospital thing. But other than that, then I think it's more time to be invest in something more spiritual, something that you can bring with you to next life, or even at the end of your life when your money can't do you any good, when you got old and sick, and okay, what the point of having a lot of money, but you're gonna be sick anyway, and nobody can help you. A lot of money doesn't guarantee that you can, it can buy you the good hospital, good medicine maybe, but it can't buy you good of peace of mind. And so I would, okay, yeah, we need something, we need 4 requisites, we need this food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. And I don't think that difficult. I mean, you can if you not so complicate yourself, you just be happy with what enough is enough. And if you can access to happiness through meditation, to other sorts, then the kind of running after this material gain is very secondary. So I mean, if it's a worldly goals, then probably I will be the same. I don't know what to aim about it, and it's not that important. When I achieve that goal, then come the next one, because it's like a treadmill. It doesn't stop. The more you got, the more you want more. So you might want to put a cap on it. Okay, just come down. Okay, what do you need to be, to be retirement and comfortably, and then not too much of preoccupied with that, and keep your time to do your own work. See, there are certain things that nobody can do for you. There's certain thing that if you don't do it, somebody else will do it for you. Don't worry. Say the thing that you at your work, you're not so important. If you leave, that somebody will find somebody else to do it for you. But something like, okay, to understand this contemplation of your body, how to prepare yourself when you grow old and sick and die, this thing nobody can do for you. So you're the only one who can do that. So I would say push more resource on that particular, cultivating your preparatory for passing away. Yeah, I mean, all the things that in the world you probably already, what else there in the world? Yeah, it's just the sight and sound and smell and taste and touch. It doesn't matter how exclusive or how high quality it is. It's just arising and passing away, and in the end, it doesn't help you with anything. And on the deathbed, would it be worthwhile thinking of, okay, the 5-star hotel that I've been sleeping, or the nice food that I've been eating? It doesn't help you anything. But the trained mind, that is the most important way. The crucial moment where you are face to face with your illness, sickness, and death, whether your mind can be cope with that. So it's the whole life practice is right there on. It's a final exam whether you can do it or not. Okay, so I mean, if you have that goal, then maybe you don't have to be worried so much about your goal in the world. If it's accomplished, it's okay. If it's not, then it's not. You turn yourself more on something that's more productive, something that you can carry with you to the next life, something that you can cultivate, and then it can be put the end of the suffering that you have to repeat the rebirth again and again. That will be my advice. Okay, so I hope that answer your question.
An Dhamayang Dhamma Kathaya Sadhu Karang Dadamase. Sadhu, 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 anumodani. Thank you, Ajahn, for the sharing and teachings and the very provocating process. I'm sure a lot of us have benefited from your advice today. So, brothers and sisters, please be in Anjali position and show our gratitude to Tan Ajahns sharing and teaching by bowing 3 times.
Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivatemi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Sanghang Namami.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn. Brothers and sisters, let us pay respect to Tan Ajahn. Before Tan Ajahn take his leave, let's bow. And bow. Let's bow. Once again, thank you, Tan Ajahn, for your teachings. We'll see Tan Ajahn again in 2 weeks' time on the 24th of March.
Okay, see you later.